First of all, your name?
Captain Mark Seals, last name S-E-A-L-S,
And he
with the Montgomery County Precinct 4 Constable's Office.
tell me what you had tonight.
About 9 o'clock this evening, a deputy with the Montgomery County Precinct 4 Constable's Office tried to initiate a traffic stop on a vehicle. The vehicle was a truck pulling a large travel trailer. The vehicle failed to stop and began driving at a high rate of speed northbound on Loop 494 in the Porter area. The vehicle was seen driving erratically and also running other vehicles off of the roadway. The vehicle was seen coming up to 1485 at Loop 494, where one of our other deputies was stationed at. The vehicle then rammed the deputy's vehicle, the vehicle that you see behind me, and continued eastbound on continued on eastbound on 1485, where he lost control and ended up in a ditch. The deputy that was pursuing the vehicle approached the driver and gave several verbal orders for him to stop and exit the vehicle. The driver was seen going to the rear of the vehicle from the driver's side, where weapons were found inside the vehicle. The officer, fearing for his safety, discharged his duty weapon, striking the suspect. The suspect is identified as Chase Moore, a white male that resides in Splendora. He was taken in stable condition to Ben Taub Hospital. The deputy that was struck in the vehicle behind me was taken to the Woodlands Hospital in stable condition.
Okay, what about, he was a Canine Unit, what about his dog?
The dog is uninjured at this time. We're still going to get a vet to check him out.
What about, something like this, pursuit, you've got other people that run off the road, you believe also?
We are asking the public. We believe that there were at least 2 other vehicles that were run off the road during this pursuit. We are asking them to contact our office at 281-577-8985.
What about the charges now on the suspect?
There are numerous felony charges, including aggravated assault on a peace officer, also felony evading. Just to let you know, the suspect did steal the truck out of the spring area some time ago. The trailer that that was involved in this was just stolen minutes after the officer arrived. It was stolen from a East Montgomery County business here locally.
And the truck's pretty much totaled also?
The officer's truck, I believe, is probably going to be totaled.
What about the stolen truck?
The stolen truck did suffer substantial damage. However, it's unknown to what extent.
And what about debris in the intersection? It's travel trailer?
As with any travel trailer, there's going to be all kind of equipment and stuff like that inside the vehicle. And of course, the trailer was opened up when it was struck the patrol vehicle, and it of course went all over the roadway.
Yeah. What about the officer now? The officer that shot him. He's all right.
The officer that shot him, he's all right. He will be placed on administrative leave as any other. It's just a formality. It's a standard in this type of cases.
All right. How many times did you hit him? 3?
I believe so.
He threw it out the driver's side.
Yeah. When I saw it, it was right in the middle on the yellow line.
Look out, whoever, what unit's looking for.
So what's your name?
Kelly Blackburn,
Spell your last name.
Blackburn.
Tell me a little bit tonight and what we're looking at.
Tonight we had a officer-involved shooting involving Precinct 4. It started down on 494. Officer tried to basically pull over the suspect because on traffic, he was pulling a trailer with no lights. As the officer lighted him up, a police chase ensued. Officer stated that the suspect was trying to run multiple cars off the road as the officer chased him. Entered in this intersection of where we are here at 494 and 1485, I believe. Another precinct 4 officer tried to block the suspect in, as well as prohibit traffic from making the intersection. At that point, the suspect then, trying to make this turn here, went in the lane of the officer, striking the officer's vehicle, disabling it. Police chase ensued on to 494, where the suspect then tried to make another turn into basically a vacant drive, lost control of the vehicle and the trailer wrecked out. Officer that was involved in the chase then got around the suspect, had his gun drawn, attempted to get the officer to show his hands. The suspect would not show his hands. The suspect continued to move around in the vehicle, trying to break the windows out to get out and elude the officer. At that point, the suspect then reached down in the bottom of the vehicle, making furtive movements under the car like he might have a weapon. At that point, the officer discharged his gun 3 times, striking the suspect.
What type of weapons did they found?
In the vehicle, so far, we've been able to find a nunchucks. There were some brass knuckles in the vehicle, multiple stolen items in and all around the vehicle. There's also a gun safe that you can see in the vehicle. We have not done that yet. We're towing it back and getting it processed before we know exactly what's in. So on the scene are the Texas Rangers. They're taking the lead on the investigation. The district attorney's office is out here doing our own investigation that's going to be presented to a grand jury. All officer-involved shootings are presented to a grand jury. So we're out here. Precinct 4 Constable Rowdy Hayden and his crew are out here. They're being completely cooperative with everything that we're trying to do in all the efforts, and also doing their own independent investigation.
A lot of people think this grand jury thing. Explain a little bit about the grand jury, what it entails.
Well, basically, it's a situation where you have any officer-involved shooting. Our office is out there doing our own investigation, and we're going to present any officer-involved shooting, regardless of whether we think on the outset whether it's a legitimate shooting. We're going to present that to a grand jury. It's basically kind of to open, present it to 12, 13 citizens to let them hear the facts and determine whether they think also, based on the totality of the circumstances, the officer was reasonable in his actions. So every shooting is presented, regardless of what it is. This suspect at this point has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault on a police officer, evading from a police officer. He's been charged with stealing from theft of a Featherlight trailer. So he's currently at Bentham Hospital under arrest at this point on those charges.
Truck stolen also?
The truck was stolen out of Spring. The trailer was stolen just recently out of Kingwood.
All right. Appreciate it.